Welcome everybody to the winners announcement for the Sovereign Nature Initiative and Kenya Wildlife Trust Hackathon. Celebratory noises. I just want to start though by acknowledging all of the hard work that everyone has put into this really special collaboration between our organizations. Sovereign Nature Initiative is an international organization dedicated to thinking about ecology at the cutting edge of technology, art, and theory. And we have been joined in this, our third hackathon, by the amazing organization Kenya Wildlife Trust. It's been a partnership based on asking technologists, a big international group of them, to tackle two specific challenges presented to us by Kenya Wildlife Trust. We have 7 teams that pitched on Sunday, and the judges have been hard at work coming up with their scores, and we'll give you the results of that in just a couple of minutes. I did want to start also by asking some of our judges to speak to this experience and just share a little bit about their experience. I acknowledge them first by name. Our amazing judging panel for this hackathon includes Irene Amoke, Caroline Ngueno, Memo Some, Catherine Bischoff, and Craig Beach. Again, we appreciate all of your time, especially over these past few days, combining your scores and thinking so carefully about the seven amazing pitches that we heard on Sunday. Irene, do you want to share just a few words?
Thank you so much. So it's been an amazing journey talking with the participants and listening to their pitches and absorbing some of the innovative solutions they've given to the challenges facing conservation and wildlife conservation in the Mara. And yeah, I'm really excited to hear the final winner. I have to admit, we also don't know who it is. We gave our scores. So we are excited as KWT to work with the winning teams and the other teams as well, because everyone had some really useful ideas that we can include in our work. So good luck to the teams. And I hope this is just the start of us engaging in the work you do and providing innovative solutions to conservation challenges. Thank you.
Thank you, Irene. And also wanted to just see if Alessandro, if you wanted to just maybe share a little bit of your perspective on what this process has been like.
Yeah, absolutely. First of all, just to say that I'm calling you from the University of Groningen. I just gave a lecture about the work that we do and this hackathon, and everyone was super excited to hear about the technologies that were developed. So just acknowledging that. And I think this hackathon has been definitely the most unique one that we ran because of its length, the efforts that the teams had put, the fact that we also have worked, I would say 80% of the teams were from Kenya. So we also ourselves as an organization had to adapt a different rhythm, different way of working, which was an incredible learning process from our side. And incredible also learning. We're working with the Kenya Wildlife Trust. I want to again acknowledge that it's always very humbling for me to experience how much passion and how much love for the questions of coexistence, in this case, teams put. So I'm really grateful for that. And we should all cherish this amazing force that we have as human beings to sort of serve the greater good through what we can do. In this case, it's technology. So thanks, everyone. And I think I'll close here.
Yeah, perfect, Alessandro. Thank you. And so before we announce the winners of these 7 teams, and with great appreciation for all, I wanted to share a little bit of a project that I've been helping to lead and form in collaboration with some artists, designers, both in Nairobi and around the world, honestly. We as an organization, as I mentioned before, a Sovereign Nature Initiative, we're interested in cutting edge technology that might solve problems, as in the case of the Kenya Wildlife Trust's challenges. We're also interested in how digital art in particular that represents data in creative ways can tell the story of nature and communicate nature's point of view or the beauty of nature and its power and value in new ways. And so I initiated a project called Tracing the Wild, and I'm very lucky that I was joined in developing this project by a couple of artists that I'll mention. But I just want to briefly ask one of my core collaborators to share some slides about this project. Before I do, so this project, Tracing the Wild, is a data story sculpture that is combining some of the data that our teams worked with in the Hackathon Challenge, which were tracking lions and lion conflict incidents in the Masai Mara region of Kenya, And our idea as a creative collective working on this project was to visualize that data about lion conflict and also lion tracking as a way to tell the story of lions in this region. And our concept for this sculpture is both that it would tell the story of lions and humans and how they coexist in this region based on this data and based on research, and also based on field recordings of humans telling stories about lions, the community members who live alongside and near lions and have many different perspectives on them. So far, our project, Tracing the Wild, we've been in kind of a prototype phase, and we've been in dialogue with, and I've been working with Daria Smaktina, an amazing data architect and artist, Adrian Jankowiak, who heads up Nairobi Design Week, as well as Memo Some from Wild Now Foundation, who's also on our jury, and Alessandro, who has helped put together this whole hackathon and also spent time in this region interviewing folks. We have about 16 or 18 interviews so far with people telling stories of lions and their encounters with lions. And our idea with this project that I've been leading in my capacity as the director of creative engagement at Sovereign Nature Initiative is to imagine a data sculpture that would combine the stories of lions with data visualization about humans' interactions with lions in this region. And with the intention both of reflecting those stories back to the community that tells the stories, and that is to be featured at Nairobi Design Week, which will be in March of 2023, as a video installation and an interactive piece of digital art. One of our spirits as a sort of Web3 foundation is also to try to imagine ways that value from artwork can be directed back into conservation efforts. And so part of our initiative with Tracing the Wild is to also try to imagine derivative NFT digital artworks whose sale could benefit KWT and their efforts towards conservation of lions and predators in the Masai Mara region. Okay, so I want to give it over to Daria, who's with us on the call, and just to share a few slides and some of the beautiful visualizations that she has started to do.
Hello to everyone. I'm happy to meet all of you and to share some visuals that we had and maybe a little story how we got all of the data. This is a project that I'm honored to be part of and to share some of our research. The project started with a number of data that was collected at first, and afterwards, we were just researching and reaching more and more data. The data is about the Mara Nature Reserve. And as we see here, first it was the patrol lines of people searching and going around the borders. And those are the lines of the patrols searching and looking if everything is okay with the wildlife, with if there are some conflicts and so on. And the first thought that this is a huge region and the scale of the region is really enormous. And if we zoom out from this scale, we can see here the buildings and the whole village. And zooming out, we just realized that this region is just enormous, and the buildings there are really small squares. And this is the scale of the data that we had. Afterwards, there were uploaded some conflicts data. Those are some events that are happening with lions and other wild animals living along the borders, across the whole region. And what we see here, and we just realized that all those conflicts and everything is happening along the borders of nature conservancies, and that inside the conservancy, the nature, we don't see any traces of the lions. We don't know exactly what's going on and how the lions are living. We just see the data about the people. So we just started to try to learn more about what's happening inside and how the lions are getting to the borders and how we can represent the process of relationship and interconnectedness between the wildlife and the people living along the borders. And here is a Kenya Wildlife Trust report from one of the previous years when we can see the tracks of the lines inside the conservancy. And with the incredible work of Seth, he just managed to find out and to receive the data on line collar tracks to Kenya Wildlife Trust. They just gave us the data on one of female lions living in one of the areas of this huge natural reserve. And at this point, the whole picture just started to connect, like the picture of nature and human relationship and landscape of relationship inside this beautiful area. And to this point, we just figure out that for the presentation of this data, we can use multiple ways. One of the ways is with the maps, so that you can see all the layers of data just beautifully represented, so that you start to see the whole picture of relationship and what's going on in this region and around it, and being able to zoom in and zoom out and to see where actually human are living. Those are really small, white points here. And the pink tracts, those are this female lion living and its tracks during 6 or 5 months. And you can see that it is going outside of the residence of the reserve and going inside. And the final way to represent these beautiful relationships could be is a way to represent it in 3D. And we just had an idea of creating a data sculpture of each line that we find in this region and we find the information about. So these could be some traces. Those are visual references to the idea of how we can represent and how we can show the traces and data portrait of the line. And since we have information about location of the line, dates, where he was, and also day and night time, and being outside and inside of the natural reservoirs, we can just create a portrait where you can see how the speed of movements and scale of habitat area of the line, and how much he is moving during the daytime and the night. And once we have a number of those lines represented in this region, this can just create this holistic vision and really multi-layered data representation of this region. So those are the visual representations, how we can show and the scale of this beautiful animal, like how we can show the line being tracked in this region. And these 3D sculptures could be used as NFTs, like dynamic NFTs, or for example, updating digital sculpture, maybe even with animations and so on. And those are the potential areas, like pink lines are potential areas where other lines are living and where we can potentially represent their datascapes. Data sculptures. And all of these can be represented during Nairobi Art Week. And this is the space where it could be represented. Maybe Seth can just jump in and tell a little bit about the ideas, how we can represent it, and our thoughts about this space. Thank you.
Yeah, no, thank you, Daria. Beautifully said. I love how you think about landscape and art, and I think everyone who's listening in can see how deeply Daria has dug into the data, and you're just you're an inspiring new collaborator, and I'm really grateful for your work and how you talk about it and how you just shared it. Thank you very much. This project, the spirit of it is really again to capture the life of these traces of life and of movement and the vitality of lions in a new way, in an unexpected way. And I think those kind of data visualizations are going to be a really beautiful way to convey that. And so we're just asking ourselves a lot of questions about how to combine these data visualizations with stories, and we'll do that at Nairobi Design Week in March. And so I'll just sort of wrap up this by saying that, again, we have 18 stories so far collected by Alessandro and Some, and we're so grateful to those who shared their stories about lions. We're looking at ways to put the audio of those stories together with these data visualizations. And so stay tuned for the future of Tracing the Wild. Thanks for listening to this presentation about it. I know we're eager to get to the announcements. And so in a moment, I'll take over my screen again. But again, thank you to Daria and to Adrian from Nairobi Design Week and KWT for sharing that data with us. That's going to make such a beautiful artwork that we think will have a really big future life, and sort of show off what we at SNI and as an international kind of collaborative community can do with art to benefit nature. So thanks everybody for your attention to that. And we'll put a link in the chat as well for those on the momentum side of things to the Tracing the Wild project. And for those of you who may just be tuning in, we are about to announce the winners of our KWT SNI collaborative hackathon. I'm just going to go back to my deck for a second. Again, my name is Seth Boakley. I'm the Director for Creative Engagement here at Sovereign Nature Initiative. And we're gonna now go to the announcements. So again, 7 teams. We have prizes to announce for this competition. This competition, again, addressing two different challenges by Kenya Wildlife Trust. The first one, conflict mitigation. Teams have been looking at using technology to help address the complex problem and challenge of humans, livestock and animals, and lions, specifically in the Masai Mara region. This is an area that KWT works on a lot, and so the teams that worked on this came up with amazing ideas. And I'm going to also mention, as we get into the announcements, the prizes. So for the top prize in each of the 2 categories, we'll announce there is going to be both coin prize and cash prize for the top teams. The top teams will receive 80 Kusama coins, 4,000 ocean coins, and 2,500 euros fiat currency. And that there'll be one of those for conflict mitigation and one for the lion identification challenge. The second prize winners will receive 50 Kusama coins and 2,000 ocean coins. And then all of the teams, so the remaining all of the remaining teams will receive also 20 Kusama coins and 1,000 ocean coins. We're really grateful to the Kusama Foundation for and to Ocean Protocol for donating these coins and for supporting our efforts to reward all of the hard work that has taken place. And just to say it again, like one of the reasons that it's very important to us that there be prizes for all who participated is, we do want to acknowledge the potential of all of these projects. And I am not exaggerating, and I know Irene will agree with this too, that it was a very, very tight race. And I did actually see the scores, and they were all extremely close. So I can tell you this was a very, very, very close decision, and all 7 teams are winners. And the second prize for conflict mitigation goes to Orgo. This is a U.S. team that pitched us an Empathy DAO, a platform with some citizen science flavors. Congratulations to Orgo. You have the second prize for conflict mitigation. And this is where the big sound effects should take place in the future iterations of Momentum. There will be both emojis flying around and also celebratory sound effects. Our top prize winner for the conflict mitigation challenge is BLCK IoT. The judges and all of us, I know we're really impressed by this solution, using Helium Network to develop a geofence around reserve boundaries to alert locals when livestock is approaching and inform them when predators are near. Great work. Congratulations to all of the teams and to BLCK IoT for the top prize. Next up, we have 4 teams competed for the lion identification challenge. Again, addressing the technical challenge of actually identifying and tracking lions in the Masai Mara region as something that KWT is already on the cutting edge of, and these teams push that cutting edge even further. The second prize for the Lion ID Challenge goes to Go Kijani. This is a team of computer vision enthusiasts who built an amazing app prototype around a community-based model. And it's a very cool solution, and we hope that continues to develop. We hope all of these, all 7 of these technologies continue to develop, by the way. The number 1 winner, the top prize winner for the Lion ID Challenge is Antara Pride. Antara Pride is a women-led group from Nairobi's own Akira Chicks Software Development School. This is a solution leveraging computer vision technology to detect, recognize, and identify lions in the field. Congratulations to Antara Pride and to all of the teams who participated in this hackathon. We want to encourage everyone to stay in touch with us and to continue to learn about these technologies that will continue, we hope, to be developed, both and genuinely serve Kenya Wildlife Trust and other conservation efforts around the world. This is just the beginning. This is really a kind of incubation process to spark new ideas, and we appreciate everyone's time and passion and effort on these challenges. Again, thank you to our judges. Thank you to Alessandro for facilitating this and to this whole thing and really managing it so carefully. And I also want to thank Momentum and Genevieve for her work onboarding everyone into this wild and wonderful metaverse. I'm going to stop sharing my window here, and I'm going to just give a little bit of space here to just to wrap up a little bit informally with a kind of celebration. This is where we would be gathering with food and drink and toasting one another's efforts. I also wanted to give space if someone from the teams wants to speak briefly. I'm going to make this a kind of informal space. So congratulations again to all the teams. And thank you for participating in this hackathon. Anyone want to speak from one of the teams?
Yeah, it would be great to hear your enthusiasm. Maybe we can start with Bradley. I think I saw you there.
Yeah, hi. I'm just mostly overwhelmed. I never saw this coming, but I'm very grateful for SNI for creating the hackathon and supporting us all through the hackathon. And it's been an amazing experience in general. I honestly wouldn't see myself in such a situation like prior to this year. Stumbling across the hackathon was purely by chance because I had my cousin who was doing an internship for Wild Now, and then just saw her post the hackathon is happening, and then I was like, why not apply? And from there, things have waterfalled up to this point, and it's been really interesting. So thank you all for this opportunity, and thank you for choosing us as the winners for the conflict mitigation challenge. I'm more than honored. for this. It's a lot. Thank you very much.
Yeah, not much to add what Bradley said. Stefan, also from PLCK here. So yeah, thanks to everyone, and it was very inspiring working with everyone. I did not expect it beforehand when Bradley surprised me with the application, and it's just great to see how many people are working on helping nature, helping all those endangered animals, and it was very inspiring, and we will for sure work more in this field after the hackathon.
We got Charlene, I think, from Entire Pride, if you want to share a few words.
Thank you, everyone. We're so grateful for everything and we really appreciate. Thank you and congratulations to other teams. Thank you so much.
Wonderful. The party already started at the Akira Chicks. It feels amazing.
I think so. Looks like Caroline and Irene are still here. If you want to share anything, I don't know if you were surprised by the result or want to share anything else by way of wrapping up. Anybody else want to speak?
Yeah, I think mine is just to congratulate each one of the participants in terms of the amazing outputs that came out. It was one of those very interesting in terms of just voting because of the amazing ideas that came out from each team. Like all of you did exceptionally well, and the items that you produced basically are really very relevant to conservation, and I think can be adapted in different avenues. It's quite interesting because most of the outputs can be applied. All the outputs actually produced are really important. And I think it really made me also think outside the box in terms of beyond land recognition, beyond predicting the conflict hotspots. So the amazing outcomes from the other teams also are really good in terms of biodiversity assessment. They're really cool. And it's just interesting to see how each one of you put their heart into producing the amazing outcomes. That's all from me. Well done.
Thank you. And that was Caroline Gueno from Born Free Foundation. Thank you, Caroline, for those kind words for our teams.
I want to say thank you from Team Orgo. Once again, SNI, you've challenged us with a hackathon to think outside the box and inspired Orgo to move in a new direction and to be able to build into conservation now has really been exciting for our team. This was a challenging hackathon that we learned and grew a lot from, and we just want to thank you guys for letting us be a part of it, and our team had a great time. Thank you.
Yeah, this is Joe from Orgo. I just wanted to say thank you to SNI and Kenya Wildlife Trust. I couldn't be happier, and I'm so grateful for the experience, and congrats to all the other team. Thank you guys so much. Looking forward to continue building.
I think Lumona was having some troubles. It would have been nice to hear from Gokijani, but I think he was having some issues.
Well, I think it's good to
Hello.
Oh, hey, hello, welcome.
Thank you. I'm from Gokijani. We are very grateful for being given this chance to take part in the hackathon. It was a very amazing experience, and we couldn't be more happier to actually be first runners up. We didn't expect it, but we are more than happy. Thank you.
Thank you so much, and congratulations all the teams who participated. It is really a privilege to be able to work internationally, to be able to work on these problems, and really just connect also human to human across continents and cultures. And we appreciate just the cross-pollination that happens with this kind of online hackathon and competition and collaborative space. It has challenges, but it's really worth it to be able to connect with people around the world. And we hope we'll be able to connect with you in person sometime very soon. Please keep on the lookout for more activity. Follow us, stay in touch with us at Sovereign Nature Initiative, and stay tuned for more updates about that Tracing the Wild project at Nairobi Design Week in March. And I know what we're cooking up. We are intent on staying in touch and closely with Kenya Wildlife Trust to follow up on these new technologies and just the opportunity to work and innovate together. We will take care of the bounty distribution for all the teams in coming days, and you'll hear from Alessandro soon about that. But reach out to us. If you don't see that coming within the next few days, just, or if you have questions about that, about where it's going and all of that stuff, the wallets and such, reach out to us. We'll help you facilitate that, but it'll be coming in the next few days. If you do have addresses that you have, crypto addresses or wallets that you haven't yet shared with Alessandro, go ahead and send them to him. But we'll get that to you very soon. We appreciate again everyone. Congratulations to all teams, to the winners, and thank you very much.
Thanks, everyone. I would just add one more thing. We can stay in touch via email, of course, but Discord will be another place, and this space too, this momentum space too. So please stay in touch, and I'm looking forward to working more together.
I want to mention too to teams who built out these islands in the metaverse here. Feel free to invite your collaborators to fly around to these spaces. They're your spaces, and we'll continue to sort of showcase your ideas. And thanks again to the whole Momentum team for creating this wild metaverse for flying around and seeing each other's ideas.
Sam here from Team Kijani saying thank you, and thank you again. As we put it in Swahili, asante sana. Thank you for enabling us to participate. Thank you even to the judges for giving us that runners-up position. We appreciate it and we're thankful. Have a great evening. It's evening here in Kenya. I'm not sure about where the other people outside are, what time it is at your time zones, but here it's evening, so have a great evening, great night. Thank you again.
Thank you so much, Sam. Thank you for the kind words.
Thank you for your attention, and I'm really happy to be part of this process. And if you have any comments on the presentation that we had or ideas, we would be really happy to receive them. Thank you. And I'm really happy for all the teams and this huge work that we are working on. Thank you so much.